Now we are going to speak about creating an annotated bibliography. We're first of all going to find out what goes into an annotation, then secondly go about creating the annotation itself and the annotated bibliography, and the last thing we will do is look at what a completed annotated bibliography looks like. To start with, you need to go back to make sure you know exactly how to cite everything using MLA resources. Just as a review, when you are citing a book or any kind of publication using the MLA or Modern Language Association formatting style, the first thing that you need to have is the author of the publication, last name, comma, first name, and you need to put a period at the end of the first name. This is to indicate to the reader that you're done with that segment of the citation, and it's then time for us to move on to the title of the publication. So you would write the title of the book, and then of course you would underline it or italicize it, and then add a period. Then comes the publishing information. The first thing you need is the city of publication, and then a colon, and then the publisher information, the name of the publishing company, a comma, and the year in which the item was published. And of course you'll end the entire citation with a period. Now moving on to an annotation. Basically an annotation is just an explanation of everything or every reason why you are using that particular source. So there are a few questions you need to answer when creating an annotation. You don't need to go into specifics on all of them, but if you're having difficulty creating an annotation, this will give you a great idea as to where to start. So for example, the first question, what was the specific format of the source? The source I used was a novel or was an encyclopedia. It was a website, etc., etc. Second thing, where did I come across this source? Did I find it online? Did I find it as an actual book in the library? The next thing you need to address is how you found the source. Did you consult the librarian? Did you look online to find an article? Give specifics as to how you came across that source. Then, what kind of information could be found in the source? Now typically, when you are creating an annotated bibliography, you have not necessarily gone through all of the information in the book as of yet. You are hypothesizing as to what kind of information should be in there. It's not necessarily going to be the source that helps you out the most, nor the least. It's just a guess, an educated guess as to what information should be in there. Secondly, or next, what information did I find that was important to me? In other words, at this point you've actually looked through the book and you found passages that you may be including in your report. This is something you should probably include in your annotation. What did I like about the source? Was it easy to use? Was it difficult to use? Was it easy to come across? Give specifics as to what worked for you in the source and ultimately what did not work for you in the source. Oftentimes this is going to be as helpful as anything else when going through a source because it'll give you some indication as to what you should avoid when looking for future sources. So the next sheet that I'll be showing is the Annotated Bibliography worksheet. And basically this gives a line-by-line how-to as to how you should be creating your citation. So to start with, you would do the MLA citation right here on this line, and notice the second line, you've got this what is referred to as a hanging indent. Your first line is always going to go all the way to the margin, but your second and each progressive line in the annotation or the citation is going to be indented approximately 5 spaces. Now immediately following the citation you would move right into the annotation. And again, the annotation is all of the information that you have from the book. It's about 1 paragraph in length, and this is going to give not only where you found the source, how you found the source, but why you find this source valuable. You might even include some kind of information about the publishing company or even the author itself. So, we've gone through the method of citation. We've given a little indication as to what to do for the annotation. Now the last point here is to see what a completed annotated bibliography looks like. And here is just one example of a very good annotated bibliography. Now what you'll notice is you've got the perfect MLI citation right there, But immediately underneath that, you've got the annotation. And it's a fairly brief explanation as to what the book had for this individual that was creating the paper. A reprint of Charlotte Bronte's original book, Jane Eyre. This is the book in which the paper is referenced to and necessary to the paper in general. He had been a handsome, heroic-looking young gentleman. I should not have dared to stand thus questioning him against his will and offering my services unmasked. Sounds as if she's writing about me. But in any case, you can see that this author has taken a direct quote from Charlotte Bronte for her annotated bibliography. That works very well. It shows the reader that this individual has not only gleaned some very positive information from the book itself, but it shows some very important information for her to include in her final piece as well. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the annotated bibliography.